Hey, RPM Trade Vietnam in this bitch. Hope y'all having a wonderful morning. Uh, if you're watching this live or after the fact, then that means that you are alive, you are conscious, and that means way more than what it is that humanity tends to give it credit for. I think that the biggest event in your life ever, after you're already born and you're here, after you have kids, which is a miraculous thing. If you don't have kids, then there is something that you're missing out on. If you do have kids, then you understand how much of your time, emotions, and your freedom that they steal from you. If you are being an involved, diligent parent, you know what that means. Your life ain't even yours anymore. I can't even buy a gun without thinking about which kid I'm gonna pass that on to after I die. That's just what it is, man. They steal all your shit. I gotta go this way. But having kids is a beautiful thing. But the biggest event in your life will be your death. And I have a feeling, and I don't like to go on feelings, but of course there's a thought process involved here, because if I myself can see this coherent, and it's weird because I don't think time is linear, but I can see in my own conscious existence a linear path throughout my life. There's just an inevitable building yourself into who you are today, if you can follow what it is that I'm trying to say. That seems to be a very simple observation, but I think that it means more than your day-to-day life, going to sleep, waking up, going to school or to work, eating, having your drama in your personal life, going to sleep, waking up. Is different than that, because the whole time you're taking these things day by day, you are really building a very detailed and elaborate story where one day is very much connected to the next day with no separation at all. Everything you do builds upon who you are. It all sets your life on a certain trajectory or path that you won't even notice that the things that you are doing that are setting your life on a path. If you understand the butterfly effect, for example, every little thing you do, man, it just does something to you. And I know in my own personal life, I can look at the smallest things, and even some of the bigger things that I knew were critical points in my life, that not only were they critical points in my life where I had to make life decisions that would affect the rest of my life, not only that, but it led into deeper manifestations of a lot of crazy shit. For example, my high school counselor was going to retire after my graduating class. He was a cool ass dude, so damn cool. He was one of those administrators or teachers in the school that when they cared about the kids, you know they meant that shit. And that shit be important, because people like to do their job and be nice. But my guidance counselor in high school, Mr. Wilson, man, I can't explain to you how much he meant that shit. He wanted us kids to be okay. It was like he knew the world was crazy and he didn't want to scare us, but he always had this vibe about him where he was saying, you're gonna grow up and then you're gonna see. And he always gave us that look, that deep eye contact, like the world is something. Wait until you find out what it is. You're gonna find out. You don't figure it out. Hopefully you figure it out. Hopefully you live long enough to figure it out. Hopefully you're observant enough to figure it out. And it's strange because I always had these people in my life, whether I recognized it at the time or not, that seemed to be looking me deeply into my eyes going, psst, almost without words sometimes, man, where I just go, what is this look you're giving me? And now that I look back on it and I reflect on the entire relationship and interaction between me and my guidance counselor, me and some of my friends that I grew up with, even my own mother, there's these moments in time where you can tell that they're trying to spare you the fear, the anxiety behind growing up and seeing what the world really is. They try to spare you because they won't just say it, but they give you these life lessons. And like I said, sometimes it's just a look into your eyes where you go, what? Just say it. And they won't just say it. And then later on you find out, like, that's what that conversation with my uncle was about. This is what it was about. Being told to just slow down, don't rush your growth, don't try to get out of your adolescence so quickly. Enjoy this shit, because you're never going to get it back, and you're going to grow up and you're going to want to be a kid one day. And I was hearing this shit growing up, and I go, nah, I want to be an adult, man. Are you crazy? I want to be free. There's no freedom in adulthood, though, and they knew that, and it was kind of hard for them to say that. And even if they did say it, who the fuck is going to believe or care? You just want to be what it is that you want. You want to be 13, and then you want to be 16, and then you want to be 18, and then you want to be 21. And that's good, because time's going to come to you, motherfucker. If you can survive, then that's exactly what's going to happen. You're going to be that. Don't rush it. Don't brush past these critical moments in your life, in your adolescence, man. Absorb that shit. Like, embrace that shit, because it's gonna be gone. That shit's gonna be gone, bruh. I'm fucking 43 years old. That shit is gone. That naive teenage me, that shit gone, bruh. You gotta deal with the harsh realities of life. That's why not only do I speak in the way I do when I'm talking about gun rights and all of the observations around the topic, including your inevitable death. I include that when I talk about these gun rights. I mean to point that out to you, even when I don't say it directly. That's what I'm talking about. You're gonna die one day anyway. You ever heard me say that before? I say that shit all the time. It's supposed to be an attempt to lift a little bit, because everybody's gonna be scared to death, because you don't want it to hurt mostly. But to lift that fear off your path will allow you to exhibit some courage that you might need for you to make the best out of the life that you got. Some people are so fucking stifled by their fear of death that they don't fucking move or shake the way they supposed to be. You're supposed to be greater than this, but y'all scared. That's what it is, bro. I really think that these elitists, man, I think in the upper echelons of what's going on, I think they understand death enough that they say, this is a game. We don't care if we're right or wrong. We don't give a fuck who dies in our plans, whether it's us or them, the people. They don't give a fuck about none of that shit. There's a certain careless approach that they have about death, especially yours, that allows them this fucking freedom to just say, we already here, might as well fuck some shit up. I don't think they give a fuck about dying. They don't give a fuck about death. They know what the death is. That's what it is. Death is a mystery to us. I think in the upper echelons, they know what death is, man. And I don't think that's a knowledge that's irretrievable by man or by the human brain, the human mind. I think the human mind can damn sure understand death and what it is. And people are trying, from everything to quantum physics, the multiverse theory. Religions try to tap into it with heaven or hell, reincarnation. All of these things are making these attempts, and I think in strange ways, all of them are right. All of them are taking a certain approach or angle or magnifying a certain aspect of the death, and then allowing that to be their driving force behind their religion. For example, with some religions, Hinduism or whatever, that believe in reincarnation, I believe that that is possible. The reason why I'll say think, because I don't believe shit. I put two and two together to try to see what I can think of, you know? Death didn't hurt my life body. What up, Quinn? Sam Fisher and this bitch. Sam Fisher said, not me. I faced it a long time ago. As long as I die like a warrior, Man, Sam Fisher, you a cool motherfucker, bro. Be painless or painful as it wants. Damn right, bro. Cause for real, I feel the same way, and that's why like sometimes I be spazzing. That's why sometimes I like. Some people would say a lot of, especially a gray man. The gray man, they think I'm doing way too much. The open carry shit, but that's backed up by the hugger AR owner thing with the sign and all that, because I'm trying to counterbalance what it is that I seem to not be able to control inside myself, and that is being loud, being aggressive when I think that duty is calling. When I know that I'm being defensive, I just like talking shit. I think that what it is that we're up against is so aggressive that me being aggressive is matching their energy. I'm not doing too much about nothing. I ain't doing enough, actually. Because if I was really doing what's supposed to be done, the lone wolf shit don't work. But what's supposed to really happen is that all of us are supposed to do exactly what it is that I do when I'm doing my open carry demos. You get out there to search for like-minded people, you express the hug and the love and the intent to come together, and then you say anybody who cannot understand or respect what it is that we're doing when we're out here hugging each other, if you want to oppose us, we will happily just shoot at you without a care in the world about what the fuck happens, because that's what's supposed to happen. I take the whole fucking battle over good and evil very seriously, and I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. Let it be what it's gonna be. Because I think that they need us to fear to death so much that we stay out of the fight so that we don't fight in the way we're supposed to be. And it's because we're scared of death and they're not. They're not scared of their death or yours. I think that's the trick though. You're supposed to just go, I don't care now. Now what do I think? And then all of a sudden what it is that you think about the world will bring you to a certain level of aggressive defense, where you say, I've already not given a fuck about the death part because it's inevitable. I would hate to die in a car crash or from an illness or some shit like that. What a waste of my fucking life to die in a fucking stupid accident, or to allow my body to break down on me. Man, fuck all that. Fuck all of that. That sounds strange to me. I think the Norse religions used to tell their warriors that they couldn't get into heaven unless they died in battle. What does that do when they tell them that? What does that do? You know what that means? It makes them accept the inevitability of their death, because now they have a reward to look forward to. And then they choose the idea of heaven over giving a fuck about the death that's inevitable anyway. And then them warriors fight like hell because they don't give a fuck. That's how you get them to not give a fuck. There's fucking 72 virgins or whatever the fuck. That's how you get people to stop giving a fuck about the death and then just fight the fight that needs to happen. Right? Tell them God bless America and Jesus is going to return and you're going to get a fucking new body and the resurrection and the fucking the ascension into heaven. What do they call that? The rapture. Come on, man. They do all of this stuff, real or not. I don't give a fuck how close it is to being tangible, sensible, spiritual. I don't give a fuck about none of that shit. Look at the mechanics and what it is that's being said, and you can see that there's an attempt to divorce yourself from the fear of death so you can do what the fuck you're supposed to do here. Stop letting that shit stop you. That's what all of this shit is saying. And that's where I try to approach life, because I'm already gonna die anyway. What a painful thing, especially when you got kids. What a painful thing to have to face, but face it, man. What the fuck else are you going to do? The fucking Reaper's out here surfing, bro. He don't give a fuck about none of that shit. It's a natural function of the fucking world, man. And I think on a grand scheme of things, when you really get deep down into it, I believe that we are carving our path onto the Akashic records, and I think it's an eternal thing. I think we all are eternal, and I think the best way to put something eternal like the great consciousness, if you want to I wouldn't say entertain, but if you wanted to exhibit some motion in something so eternal like the great eternal consciousness, the all, right? If you wanted to gain some motion inside of this, I think what would inevitably happen is that there would be this fractal division where the all will experience itself into a countless number of individual people interacting with itself or each other, however you want to look at it. And I think the fear of death is so pivotal in that, because it's a spiritual game. Your spirit and your soul is being tickled. It's being played with. How the fuck do you do that to something that's eternal? You trap it into something finite, and then you tell it it's gonna die, which is the exact opposite. You can't die. Not like that. You can lose your body, but you're not gonna die. You can smash that PlayStation, but your profile is still on the fucking network. Your PlayStation is still on the fucking Sony fucking PlayStation network, bruh. Your profile is there. All your attributes and all that shit is there, bruh. Fuck the PlayStation. You throw the PlayStation out the fucking window. Then you get another one. And then you log into your profile and there you are, like nothing happened. I think that's possible. I think it's possible because if you consider how magnificent it is to even be conscious in the first place, to ask yourself who you are and what are you doing? What are you doing here? Was that Rene Descartes, the philosopher Rene Descartes, that said, I think, therefore I am? I think that was Rene Descartes. That's a powerful thing, because as soon as you can even go, what is that, you in the game, bro? That shit's dope to even be able to do that. But I think that's the trick to the spiritual game, man, is that you think you're going to die and you're not. And now you got all the fucking motivation in the world, which is why life keeps hammering this issue into your mind from a young child into your own death. It keeps on hammering this idea of your own death into your mind. When you see your pet goldfish die, and then your fucking cat dies, then your dog dies, then your grandfather dies, and then your brother dies in a fucking car accident way too fucking young, and then you hear it on the fucking news all the time, the fucking death. Then you go, oh shit, I'm gonna be in the news one day for dying. And you know that you are, and then that motivates you throughout your whole life. And I think it's a critical part, a psychological spiritual game that the great consciousness is playing on itself, because you cannot learn here on this plane of spiritual education. You're not going to learn a lesson if you don't have to go through the process of remembering that you are eternal, that we are all one, and that one day you have to return back to the great consciousness, man, and there's nothing you can do about it either. It is scary. I'm not going to say it's not scary. But what I will say is there is some comfort in it, in its inevitability, and in some deep observations that you can make, simple observations that you don't have to be a philosopher. You don't even got to be that smart. You can just ask yourself what's going on. And I think the entire makeup of reality, the consciousness that you already find yourself in, when you know you're alive and you're conscious, you're in the game. When you look at that, you got to look around and say, this is such a magnificent thing that I'm in. What else is possible here? And I think that if reality can even be possible enough for you to be conscious right now in this moment, what is also very powerful is that your human imagination is not going to outcreate creation, or the universe, or the multiverse, the consciousness. Your brain can only draw from that, from which it came from, the great consciousness. So if my imagination can imagine life after death, a reincarnation, a higher elevated sense of self, spiritual elevation, whatever my mind can imagine, there's no way I'm going to out-imagine consciousness itself. I can't outdo it. So when I say that I will die and reassemble my consciousness on another planet, someplace else where there is like all of that shit might sound hokey, weird, comic book like, Marvel Universe kind of fucking Thanos snap your fingers type shit to other people, but to me, I think that there is no other logical place to go but to all of that imagination and beyond, because my brain is not going to out imagine what creation can be. How am I outdoing it in here? But outside of this, it's impossible. I don't believe that. I don't think that. It don't make no sense at all that my mind is going to outdo reality. So wherever my imagination goes, I go, it's real. It has to be. Because how am I outdoing it in here? Doesn't make any sense. There's something wrong with thinking, oh, my imagination, whatever I write down on paper, I could write a movie, write a story, write a book. And reality can't do this shit, but my mind can. Unfucking true. Eternity is a thing only if we're already in it. This is eternity right here, right now. It is. Right now, that's eternity. And now it's gone. The snap of my fingers is gone. Where is it? Gone. There's a poetic, fluid, almost wandering path of thought that you can take in observing everything in reality. And when you take your mind here and you go there, like big time, with your imagination, with your spirituality, with observing the world and the universe, and all these different ideas, we are constantly, whatever thought process can go into painting a picture of the multiverse theory, for example, which is one of my favorite things to even to try to comprehend or think about. When your mind goes there, what I recognize right away is that some of it is intuitive, I think. A lot of it is humanity coming together to put these vibrations out into the world, that if I even hear someone speak anything on it at all, especially if it's something that I've never heard before, then you can adopt that. You can download that into your fucking hard drive here, and then begin to piece it together. You can find an archaeologist who spent 30, 40 years doing what it is that he does. He can write books about ancient cultures and how some of the things that we think are in the past will be more futuristic than we think, and we could actually imagine that. Just time in and of itself is just like so sprawling. It's so wild. It's so crazy. But when you send your imagination off into these things, and you can get away from the social divisions of race, the gender bullshit, even when you can even leave your own traumas and emotional baggage, leave all that shit behind and say, fuck all of that. Don't give a fuck today. What I care about today is the consciousness. Where did it come from? Where is it going? What happens when I die? What is that shit, man? What is it? What is it? Because it is something. Some people say, oh, it's just like it was before you were born. But I don't know what that was before I was born. Me not being able to remember doesn't mean that there was no nothing. Because there's already something. In order for there to be nothing, there would have to never, there is no in between. Either there is nothing and it stays that way, or there is something, because nothing can rise higher than its source. And consciousness is a great thing because we're in the midst of it right now. Having this conversation. We're in the midst of the consciousness. Where would it have come from if there was ever nothing? Where? Where? Where that shit gonna come from? There's always something. There's always been something. And material things will never spawn a consciousness. The consciousness is the fucking source of the material shit. The great consciousness is always here. And you're flexing that shit right now. In this meat suit that you're in, you are tinkering with a consciousness that gives you so much power and respect. This is why I cannot hurt you. Not to initiate it, I can't. I will in defense. But to initiate it, man, I want to leave you along on your life's journey, bro. This is a powerful thing that we got here. I love the feeling of being conscious. I think that this is a great opportunity to observe and learn and to just be. And I believe that so heartily. I think that so wholeheartedly that when I see the average man walking down the street, when I see people in public, I can't even express to y'all how much love and respect and peace that I wish on all of y'all. That nothing ever fucking stops you on your journey, because I want you to be left alone so that you can imagine the things that I imagine. Trying to figure out what this shit is. Do you understand me? I want to know what the great consciousness is, what the life is. So because of that, I have to leave you alone. I can't be fucking with you. I gotta leave you be, bruh. With the hopes that you come to a greater respect and understanding for your own consciousness and mine. So that we all get to peace and then we can leave each other alone, man. That's what's supposed to happen. I hear somebody in here. Who was this? The 144th pick says Goofy. Who you calling a Goofy? This is what we do. Where my mods at? There is nothing from your perspective. Okay, the 144th pick. Smokelahoma, what up, Bendover? There's another one, Goofy, Goofy, Goofy. So the 144th pick, I don't know who that was or who would say it was Goofy, the shit that I was saying. This what I be saying. So for the whoever the 144th pick is, whoever that is behind this pseudo name that you probably ain't even got no picture for your profile. It ain't a picture of you, that's for damn sure. Whoever that is, 144th pick, you're the kind of people that I reserve the aggression for, because I operate on both sides of the spectrum here. I will give y'all all of the love to wish peace and prosperity in your life at the very least, so that you can at least ponder your own existence in some peace. That's what's supposed to happen. And I wish that to everybody. And then as soon as somebody wants to be disrespectful or lose themselves in childish activities, such as calling me or anybody in my fucking chats a goofy over nothing, I was just talking about life and death and the great consciousness. Go back to the great consciousness today. Check out, cease to exist here on this plane of existence. Go find the real truth. Just go be one with your God. What God do you believe in? Go today. Check the fuck out. Crawl into the dirt. Crawl your bitch ass into the dirt and then lay inside of that shit. Cover yourself up and wait for the worms. You the goofy, and your mama a goofy, and your father a goofy. $144th pick. Boy, shut your stupid ass up. And that's if you a man. Who even knows, man? I know you a goofy, though. You're a punk bitch. You got a real problem. Anybody who can listen to anything that I say and feel attacked, feel offended, right? You're either the goofies that are in the way, like I've been saying, or you lack so much fucking intelligence that you don't even realize that everything I do and say is supposed to benefit the average man, so that you can get above average in your awareness and in your understanding of what's supposed to be going on here. If you can't respect that, die today. If you really mean that punk shit, come see me. It's just strange to me, because I'm way smarter, stronger, and probably a little bit more aggressive than you would think. I'd surprise you. You'd be surprised. You'd be surprised. I'm not the toughest man, but I'll give it all it's got. Because where I come from, you can't talk and disrespect and be talking that shit and not be willing to fight. But none of these haters are really willing to fight, though. They all just be talking through the internet. They doing that internet shit. And when I say that to them, they recognize that that's what they doing too. They stupid. But they smart enough to know that when I say you're an internet troll who would never in your fucking life ever say a fucking word to me about nothing in my face. Never. You would never say this shit in my face. There's nothing that I say that I won't say to your face. I will say that shit to your face and dare you to do something, but you would do nothing. You would do nothing. You never stand in front of me with that same energy. I get out on the fucking corner with all my shit, daring a goofy like GG 006 or 007. I would love to see whoever the fuck that is. I would love to see GG 007 in person. And that's probably one person. I wouldn't be surprised, because they're using the same insults. You see what I'm saying? This is how smart I am. I would imagine that when they're using the same insults now that I might even seen a couple of years ago on my YouTube, the same word is, the same insults. That's how I know this probably the same person. Now, I'm not sure, but as a crime scene investigator, I would imagine those insults are coming from somebody who's got multiple accounts that keep on coming back to the channel so they can hurl the same insults using the same wordage. Like, I don't know, that's the same fucking person. If it ain't the same person, man, y'all got a hive mind. All of these haters will show up to talk shit, cast stones, call names, won't say nothing about what's so goofy about what it is that I'm saying. What's so goofy about it? Because I guarantee that ain't somebody that know me in person for real either. Everybody that know me in person respect the fuck out of me, bro. I'm a respectable dude, man. But I'm going to get back to what it was that I was saying so I can get up out of here. Peace and love to everybody. Death is a crazy thing. And what's so strange is that you can give life to your children, right? Knowing the inevitability of your death and theirs. And at the end of it, the best you can possibly ask for is that you yourself dies way before your children do, which would in turn leave them without your guidance, energy, and love. When they gotta die, you won't even be there. And that's the best thing you can ask for, is that you won't even be there when they need you the most, when they are facing death and then they succumb to that shit. There's no way to reconcile that shit, how painful life is in regards to that dynamic that I just pointed out to you, unless you look deeper into what the world is really about, what consciousness is about, and it can only be reconciled if eternity is meant for everybody, and that your consciousness goes on to do something, and that none of this matters. This is a training ground. This would have to be a training ground. A lot of religions believe that. Some people think you here, and whatever you determine is going to, whatever you do here is going to determine where your soul goes for eternity. I don't believe that. I don't think that at all. Eternity is way too great of a thing for it to be determined by 75 years of life, if you live that long. What about the people that die at the age of fucking 4? What happens when a 4-year-old dies? You got to just accept that? I can't accept that, especially when a child dies at the hands of a grown-ass man. These are tragic things. These are serious issues, right? The only way to reconcile that, really, to me, is not in, oh, they're going to go to heaven. But you got to realize that we are in a cycle of birth, death, and rebirth on a spiritual plane. And when you do that, you can stop fearing death so much. When you stop fearing death so much, you can start doing the things that you need to do. Boney, who the fuck? Man, the trolls be everywhere. Boney. Who the fuck is Boney? What I want to do is like check out some of these trolls channels to see how old the channels be. Cause that's strange, man. Hey, Ghost, I didn't see what he said. What'd he say? Ghost, repeat what he said, because I didn't even see it. And then I got to get up out of here. Trolls be funny to me, though, because they're never going to make any sense. They're never going to give me an actual intellectual conversation. Or they're never going to express where it is that they're coming from with their discontent with anything that I do or say. And they ain't going to never stand in front of me or this motherfucking Glock 19 to say none of that shit. So it's funny to me. The only thing they're doing is making themselves look like big bitches. He said he's been sharing your videos and pretending he's you and making money off of it. I don't believe that, but maybe. How would he even do that? I don't know how he would even do that. That's possible, though. I'll have to try and find the channel and then see what's up. But Boney, I'm gonna try and find Boney's channel and see what's up. I don't know who would admit that. Yeah, that Glock 19 is a motherfucker. It's a relatively basic firearm that's a good balance between functionality and cost. There are more expensive guns. There are better guns. But if you got a Glock 19, the motherfucker can just rest assured that you're gonna be able to bang shit. The motherfucker's reliable, durable. The Glock 19 do some shit, man. But expand your horizons, because Glock ain't the end all be all. And I'm working on that too. I got, man, my fucking list of guns I want is this fucking long, man. It's dude, I would need, if somebody gave me 50K and said, you got 1 hour to spend this on nothing but guns, can you do it? I go, oh yeah, my fucking list is right here. I just go down my list until the money's gone. I would already know what I would do with 50K if I had to spend it on just guns and ammunition and shit. Boney's channel is 2 years old. That's crazy. Because if he says he's been making money off my channel and shit, that's funny that he would put that in here and say that. Because if he has, then he's going to get sued too. Because that's not his shit. But I'm gonna go see though. Sam Fisher, if you can find any more information on that, it would be appreciated. If you actually do some investigation and it turns out to be some fucking valuable information, I will cash app you, bro. Straight up, I'll cash app you for the work. If it's true, he is a dirty thief. And if it's true, I'm gonna figure out where he live at. Then I'm gonna do an open carry demonstration on the fucking corner where he lives at. Then we're gonna see. But yeah, I gotta get out of here, man. Peace and love to y'all, man. Yo, Trey, what you like for concealed carry? Money is no object. What I like for concealed carry, I hear the Glock, the 19X is good. Man, they even got a subcompact. Man, do they got a subcompact staccato? Staccatos are fucking expensive, but I think they got a subcompact, a little tiny little baby ass staccato. I think that would be fire. FN got a little subcompact that's pretty fucking dope too, and I can't think of the name of it. But the FN subcompact, that shit is dope too. That's on my list. There's a few, man. There's a few things. Yeah, check out Staccato and see if they got a subcompact. I think they do. Get off the Glocks, bro. Yeah, I mean, Glocks are, like I said, man, it's a basic gun. There's a good balance between functionality and the cost, man. It's not the end all be all for sure, though. We're a big hit. We'll continue to use your videos for money. Hey, lead them there when they say that shit. I like that. Mr. ICU. You notice even their names seem to be personal and not so much about, hey, here's my YouTube handle. This is how people can find me. Their name becomes a message. That's how I know this be the same people. So the ICU will continue to use your shit to make money and all that other shit. Okay, so we got ICU. We got GG007. What was the other one? The one we just seen. Who was that one that made that statement first? Boney. Yeah, okay. Boney, GG007, and ICU. I will do the research on it. If any of my mods or anybody else wants to help me with the research, that'd be awesome. If y'all deliver me any information at all that turns out to be a benefit to me, I'm going to cash app y'all. My email is anarchosuperhero@hotmail.com. That's ANACHRO. Hold on. ANARCHOXMAN@hotmail.com. Anarcho X-Man. That's my email. Sam Fisher, Rick James, Quinn, Engineer X, LAF, anybody. They can lead, they can give me some information. They can lead to some valuable work towards figuring out what the fuck is going on and who this guy or these guys are. That'll be awesome. And I'm gonna cash app you too. But whoever doing that, they some bitches. I got some for all of that though, because my cousin warned me that somebody might do that, and we already got plans for that. So what's so funny is, like, motherfuckers think they be smart to even get in here to even blow the whistle on your own shit is stupid, because now I'm going to look into it, and then when I find you, if there's got to be some courtroom bullshit about this, then we can do that. I would rather not though. I'd rather come to your face to get where you at. I want to be where you are. That's what I want. I want to be where you are, Mr. ICU. No, I see you. And where you going to be when I catch you? The ICU. That's where you going to be. I can't wait to see you. I can't wait. I'll find out. I will find out, bruh. Hey, Kimbras are dope too. They kind of expensive, but they get the job done, and they got a lot of subcompact options. Peace and love to y'all, man. I got to get out of here. Woo bang. Get a gun today.